Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder, where today is Friday. Yeah, I love it. Everybody looks forward to Fridays, the weekend, hopefully for most of you, if not all of you. Before I get into the topic of today's video, I do want to point out that if you head over to my Discord, there are links in the description below. But if you head over there, I'm actually hosting another tournament. It is time to do this. The tournament will start on January 22nd. You have until the 21st to register, and I will be posting up the brackets on my Discord should you choose to want to join in the excitement. The theme of this tournament is going to be Gen 3 only, with the caveat of you have to run either Groudon or Kyogre in your deck. The rest of the rules, there's not a lot of them, but the rest of the rules are explained on my Discord, so head over there and check it out if you are interested. These tournaments tend to get rather large, so you definitely want to sign up for that. There. Also, another thing of housekeeping. If you didn't hear, and if you don't follow me on Twitter, I posted this on Twitter last night, as the links are in the description for that as well. But if you are going to Carmonite a Pokemon wait, there is a bug, and I'll use Zapdos as the example. On Zapdos, it has a base 12 miss, and it's all in one segment. What happens is when you get up to level 5, it's going to go down to 8 miss. Well, when you start to use Carmonite to take that down to 4, there's a glitch that's going to stop you from moving down below 6 miss. The developers know about this. They have put out a statement that they are working on it. But I just want to give you the heads up because I'm not really sure how they're going to compensate if you reallocate your wheel, or if you try to use Gem or Carmonite to do it and then it doesn't work and you end up spending gems to try to fix it. I'm not sure what their remedy for all that is going to be. So at this point, if there's a Pokemon that has at level 5 one miss section that's 8 large, do not use your Carmonite on that until further notice. There. Got all that taken care of. Now, what I have and what I want to talk about is Alolan Grimer. He is the gym reward for Poison Gym Cup Round 2 that we are currently in. Super easy to get. 10 wins. I say super easy to get. For most of you, it'll probably be pretty easy to get. I think even my free-to-play account is going to be able to get to 10 wins, although much past 10 wins, I'm not super sure about. I just lack a lot of figures. My deck's okay. It should do better than I do with it. 10 wins should be easy to get to. But is it good? It is a Poison Dark type. And in my head, I haven't come up with the deck for it. But I feel like there's some kind of a Poison Dark deck that is viable. Maybe if you want to head over to my Discord or in the comments below, build a deck that is Dark Poison. Because Dark and Poison absolutely hammer Psychic types, and Psychic types are ruling the roost at the moment in this game. But Dark types go to the bench with Phantom Energy instead of being knocked out. And then Poison just absolutely wrecks Lunala. Sableye is a Dark type. It wrecks Lunala and Solgaleo. So I'm in my head, I feel like there is a deck to be crafted there. Yveltal keeps Ghost type from moving over other Dark types. Tons of synergy. In my head, I just can't pull it all together. So let me know. Come up with something, let me know, and we'll see if it works. Moving on, the ability of Poison Touch. Any Pokemon that battles this Pokemon will become poisoned. That's the same thing Seismitoad has. If we look at the wheel, it has 8 base miss. One of those 4 miss sections will go away. This is not a Pokemon that would be affected by the Carmonite glitch because it's spread out over 2 segments. 24 Wheel Slice spread out over 2 segments of Shadow Sneak for 50 gold. That is the same attack that Sableye has. A 28 Wheel Slice of Belch. The battle opponent is knocked back 1 step. If the battle opponent is a Fairy type Pokemon, it's moved to the bench. One of the new Pokemon, I believe it's the new Poison Water uncommon figure. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I believe it also has Belch. And if not, it's one of those newer figures that have Belch. And then finally, we have a 36 wheel slice of Crunch 100. In the gym, I think this is a really nice Pokemon. I think I'm gonna use it in League Match. I have a pre-recorded game for you as well that I want to relive, if you will indulge me on. And outside of that, in general, there are 2 rules in Pokemon Duel. If it's 1 MP, it's probably not viable. I will put an asterisk next to that and say that back in the day, Deoxys defense form was viable as 1 MP just because of the Cosmo Energy Plate. And then the other asterisk that goes with that is going to be the new EX Poison Pokemon that was released this week. Not because I think it hits really hard, but because the abilities on it make it really difficult to knock out. And I feel like if you're going to have a 1 MP Pokemon, it needs to be really powerful, either physically or via abilities or different wheel slices. And the new EX looks like it could be a very formidable 1 MP Pokemon. That's what I would expect out of a 1 MP Pokemon, not something like a Groudon that has an all-white wheel, no ability other than Primal Rage, and hits for 110 when you have a 2 MP Pokemon Deoxys attack form that hits for base 130. Those are my thoughts. Oh, and then the other thought of that is, if you are given a free figure in Pokemon Duel, it's typically not viable in League. The caveat to that one, or the asterisk to that one, is going to be Gyarados was very good back in the day. It's kind of fallen out of favor. I think it could come back and be relevant at some point, but for now it's kind of gone away, and it's been gone for a little while. Mostly because there's so much banish going on that getting your and displacement going to the PC instead of moving you to the PC instead of knocking you out to the PC, and allowing Magikarp to evolve are the 2 main reasons that Gyarados has fallen out of favor. But enough of that. Here's a deck I've thrown together. I think this is a deck that I'm probably running in my recorded game, and we will get into the recorded game because I know how that one ends, and I want to end my video on a good note. I don't know how this game right here is going to end. I do have enough energy for a game. I've got 2 Gengars that evolve into Mega Gengar, although I think I only have 1 Mega Gengar plate. I know I only have 1 plate, but I think I just, yeah. And then I have the Grimer, and I'm running it at level 1. I haven't powered it up at all. We have Seismitoad, we have Solgaleo, and then we also have, I forgot who my 6th Pokemon was in this deck. Sableye. Alright, so here we go. That's really bizarre that my opponent is running Venusaur when he only has Crobat to poison. What I'm going to do is we will double max revive, Phantom Energy, Steel Energy, and Gengar. I'm just going to set up my Solgaleo, drop him back on goal. And the next thing I want to do is move my 2 poison Pokemon. I'm going to bring my Gengar back. I could have been way more aggressive than I am being. I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to go ahead and drop Steel Energy because I do not want my Leo getting poisoned before I have a chance to pop that plate. My opponent is running. We're going to use Toad on his Leo, unless he has Steel Energy. He does not. So Gold Black, Hurdle Jump, Switch. This is going to make... I've got 2 super good counters, 3 super good counters to his Lunala at this point, between Sableye, Seismitoad, and Grimer. I'm just going to go ahead and take Grimer. We're gonna knock back. That's fine. I can handle being knocked out, but Lunala is poisoned. A-okay with that. I don't think he had a scoop up. Perfect. And since he's coming down to threaten, I'm going to trigger my Phantom Energy. 153 is a very powerful attack, but he can't knock out my... That's actually a very fortunate roll for him. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out my Sableye, and I'm going to go after his Leo. Like I've said before, Leo is very weak to Mr. Sableye here. That is about the worst case scenario you can come up with, actually, is to roll gold into Leo. You know, let me just step over here, and we're gonna poison his Toad as well, or his Crobat as well. Basically, I'm gonna make it impossible. I'm gonna make it so that him taking on my entry points is meaningless in this game. And a lot of times people get, wow, my rolls have been on point so far this video. A lot of people get frustrated. They're like, poison decks just stall. And in League they do. I will actually start pressing forward. I was trying to get set up a little bit. Let's see what happens here. He's going to go after my Gengar. He's going to not knock him out. So he's going to re-roll that and try to get Sunsteel Strike, which does not happen. And he does leave me burned. I'm going to bring my Grimer back out. I can get rid of the burn if I want to trigger the Mega Gengar evolution. Let's see what happens here. Okay. So he really had no strength at all. We will use the first of my Max Revives to bring out Seismitoad, and that is going to get rid of Crobat. And he does have the hurdle jump, so I do need to pay attention to that. Take my Seismitoad, move it up. Like I said, I'm not going to sit back and stall. I will continue to press forward. His Venusaur now is 0 MP. Since I have the space and the ability, I'm going to go ahead and wake up my... Oh no, it's Venusaur's 2 MP originally, so it's down to 1. I apologize for that. Now we will backtrack again. And now his Deoxys attack form is poisoned. And now my Leo cannot lose to his DOA. I don't think. What's he do? He does minus 20. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, well, this is getting rather annoying. So we will just break out my Gengar. Earthquake could be bad. That's another thing I like about the Grimer over, say, Seismitoad is no risk of Earthquake knocking out your own figures. That's kind of a big deal. He has to win this roll, which he is not going to do. I will take my Gengar and close off that entry point. Imagine he's going to want to bring Leo out. And no, that was an interesting decision. He probably should have brought Leo right there, which would have not allowed me to do other things. What we think we're going to do is go one last max revive here. I'll bring out Grimer again since this is his video. Now my opponent may elect to hurtle jump over and into this corner. And if he does, I will take my Gengar and hop over him. Not a lot of power being generated by my opponent at this moment. And in fact, if you saw that, it briefly flashed over to minus damage. So you know what? He his Crobat cannot hit for any attack. Okay. So he is going to do something about that. I'm actually going to attack here. If I get Sunsteel Strike, I can knock him back, and I did. Grimer didn't really showcase exceptionally well in this video. It didn't do bad. It just didn't really do anything. Let me load up. Let me see what I get here for a reward. I'm not even sure how many wins that is. It's less than 20. I have not rocked out this entire gym. So 17. Okay. I haven't been rocking out this gym. Sometimes, you know, I've done 30 in one day. Oh, there's no reward at 17. How much more do I have to go to get to the next reward? 18 wins is going to be 30 more Carmonite. As we close in on the Cube EX, I'm going to load up the other game real quick. So bear with me. And when we come back, I'll have a game for you that Grimer does a lot more and showcases a lot more visibilities. Okay, so this is the deck that I was running with the Grimer the first time around. As you can see, it has the 2 Ultra Beast. It has my 2 Gengars again, and it has Seismitoad and Grimer. A lot of poison ability. In fact, everything poisons in this deck, which is why I thought it might be good for the gym. And a lot of mobility with 4 3MP Pokemon, 2 of them that can move over everything, and then 2 that just flat out cause poison and everything. I go first. I'm pretty sure I play aggressive here. Do the aggressive opening. I'm looking at this Toxicroak because I don't really know anything about it. It's one of those new rare figures that somebody on my Discord said is in the running for best rare figure in the game. It's going to have to be really good, and I'm interested to see why this person thinks that. But I don't know as of yet. So he does what he has to do and surrounds his goal to keep me from winning. I toy with being aggressive here, but I settle on putting Grimer down because I just don't want to give him a breakaway to my goal. And you'll notice throughout this match, I'm going to end up looking at his plates a lot because for some reason when I was playing late at night, I could not for the life of me remember what his plates were. And you'll see it coming up here in just a minute. He brings out his Toad, so basically my Grimer is going to be poisoned. I could have been more aggressive here, for sure. I decided not to. Lay back just a little bit. Sometimes what'll happen is in these gyms when I can 3MP rush and fly over everything is I'll way overextend and not be able to come back and protect my goal. My Gengar gets poisoned here. Gold block. I think I was looking to see if he had Phantom Energy right there. I want to say that might have been Grimer's first roll for me, and of course it was a miss. So he is now indoctrined into the team. He is now an official member of Pokefodder's squad. that's kind of the way that they do. Except for Mega Mewtwo. He did not roll miss on his first roll. But I've said this before. Scizor did, Lunala did, now Grimer did, another one did. I just don't remember exactly which one it was. There's that blue I was talking about, how it makes me poisoned. But that was great because since he was poisoned, I hopped over him, got the kill, and then also got the surround. So a 2-for-1. I really like those. If you can knock out 2 figures in one play, you're usually going to be doing all right. This was a really nice play by my opponent. I have to admit, that was a good play to free up his entry point. And now I'm going to bring one of my Ultra Beasts back on defense. I did a video on the Ultra Beast. If you are interested in that, I will put a link to that video right here. Showcases their ability, showcases what they can do, and says what I think about them moving forward. Go ahead and take over the entry point here. For lack of a better play, I have the ability to backtrack and protect my goals, so that's what I go ahead and do. I'm still trying to figure out how to use these Ultra Beasts. They're unique, and maybe I'm trying to make it more complicated than it really needs to be, but I'm trying to figure out the best way to utilize them and their abilities. So I lose both my entry points here, but I believe I have to trigger my Poison Sphere, and the reason why I have Poison Sphere and not or Phantom Sphere and not Phantom Energy is because when the Ultra Beasts move onto the field, they negate energy plates, even your own. Not sure if that was the way the developers intended that to be. I'd be interested to find out, actually. But as long as the Gengar up there on his entry point stays on the field, I basically have my Phantom Energy plate, which allows me to max revive my Gengar, pull him out of the PC, and then get the pass over kill. Not to pat myself on the back, but I thought that was a pretty good play. The thing that made that work, though, is my Gengar not getting knocked out. First attack with my Ultra Beast, the white attack turns gold. And what I wanted to do there is I wanted to close off his entry point, and then from the next play, I wanted to backtrack with Gengar and surround Toad. But because he has Venusaur on the board, and I didn't realize, it took me a second to realize, wait, why can't I move the way that I want to move? I have a -1 MP. See, right here, I'm trying to actually move back, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I had a couple different options that I could have done. I could have done Scoop Up with my Grimer and surrounded his EX figure. I'm sorry, with the newer figures, sometimes it takes me a little while to remember their names. I do apologize. But I go ahead and do the Mega Gengar, surround his Seismitoad, and the reason why I'm okay with that move is because I can still get back to his entry point and keep his Crobat from coming on the board. He's going to go ahead and attack. It's Poison Shower. Not happy about that. If that had been my first attack, then I actually would have knocked him out because my White Tentacles would have been a gold attack there. I could move over to surround him. I wasn't sure if I pressed forward here or not, but by moving over one, if I get knocked out here, I can still backtrack with Grimer, or on the next play, I can surround him if that is called for. He steps out from around the corner, attacks me, Now everybody is poisoned over here. I just burned a turn. I wasn't doing anything special there. I think I start chasing down his Pokemon here. I get Belch, which is gonna move him back one if I'm not mistaken here. Yeah, he has to go back one. And then he's gonna attack on his turn into my Gengar. Nice roll there. Grimer looks funny. Like, he looks like a walking zombie that's just a sludge mess. Toxapex. That's his name. Toxapex. That's what I was talking about earlier that I think actually could be a viable 1 MP figure. So I do the scoop up, remove the status effect. Now I'm threatening the surround on his Toxapex for the next play. Of course, he moves out of the way. I expect nothing different. And we're back at it with Grimer. He rolls the miss. It's a very fortunate roll for me, I think. Did he roll miss like 2 out of 3 times there? I was trying to look at the wheel, read the plate. I'm going to go and poison this figure. I get the great gold into purple. And at this point, it's kind of GG. Because I have 2 3MP figures sitting on his entry points. I want to say he attacks here. And look at that. Grimer just wanted his highlight video. Cap's goal, you're going to see me take the screenshot of it right there for today's thumbnail. And you have victory. So there you have it. I feel like the first game didn't really show off anything. The second game, I think, was a really good representation of this Alolan Grimer's abilities, how useful it is. It was 1 MP for a lot of that. I don't think it'll be run in League, except if one of you guys can come up with a dark poison deck. Maybe so. Maybe we'll do dark poison. And if you guys come up with something, I'll throw it together, maybe do a video on it at a later time. But for now, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Let me know in the comments below also. Are you gonna try to use Grimer, or do you think it's just another kind of meh figure that outside of this gym you'll never see again? I'm interested to know your thoughts. That's gonna do it. Have a great weekend, and until next time.